Hello everyone and welcome to the English Teacher Recruitment Interview for OOPS English course. This video demonstrates the interview protocol used in the recruitment process for an English course teacher. Before we begin, let's get to know a little bit about our course. OOPS is a creative and communicative English learning program designed to help learners speak English confidently and naturally. The name OOPS stands for Outstanding Opportunities to Practice Speaking, which represent the spirit of the course, turning every mistake into a meaningful step toward fluency. OOPS reflect a fun, friendly, and non-judgmental atmosphere where learners are encouraged to make mistakes as part of the learning journey. Every OOPS moment becomes a chance to improve, grow, and practice speaking without fear. Why OOPS? Because speaking English shouldn't be scary. It should be fun, spontaneous, and full of OOPS that leads to progress. Every mistake is truly an outstanding opportunity to practice speaking. To maintain this high standard of teaching, OOPS English course conduct a professional recruitment process for teacher candidates. One of the most important stages in this process is the interview, which aims to select teachers who are not only fluent but also creative, professional, and inspiring. Before being accepted as an English course teacher, every candidate must go through a series of selection stages, including an English proficiency test, teaching demonstration, and an interview. The interview is conducted in several parts. First, screening interview 10 until 15 minutes to explore the candidate's educational background, teaching experience, and motivation to teach. Second, competency and case study interview 30 until 44 minutes to evaluate the candidate's understanding of English teaching methodology and their response to real classroom challenge. Third, teaching demonstration 20 until 30 minutes to access teaching delivery, student engagement, and class management. Fourth, discussion and contract negotiation 10 until 15 minutes to discuss job responsibilities and working agreement. During the interview question, cover several areas such as teaching method and classroom strategies, handling unmotivated or shy students, integrating technology into lessons, dealing with mixed-level classes, and professional attitude and teaching motivation. And there are evaluation follows a professional scoring rubric based on several key aspects. First, teaching skill. Second, English competence. Third, case study handling. Fourth, professionalism and attitude. And the last, English test result. This video present a simulation of the OOPS English course teacher interview protocol showing two main stages on the recruitment process. The screening interview, where the candidate's educational background, teaching experience, and motivation are explored. And the competency and case study interview, where the candidates demonstrate their understanding of English teaching methodology and classroom problem-solving skills. These stages are essential for selecting qualified and passionate English teacher who can create engaging and communication learning experience. So, let's watch the interview recruitment.
Debbie Cynthia Putri.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Please come in.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Sit down, please. It's quite hot today, isn't it? Did you have any trouble getting here?
Yes, it's pretty warm. The traffic was a bit heavy around downtown, but I left early, so I managed to arrive on time.
Wow, that's great to hear. Thank you for being punctual. So let's start, yeah? Could you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, my name is Cynthia Putri, and I'm an enthusiastic English tutor with a strong passion for helping students improve their communication skills. I've been teaching English for several years, both to children and adults. focusing on speaking and conversational fluency. I enjoy creating a supportive and enjoyable learning environment where students feel confident to express themselves in English. My approach combines passion, creativity, and real-life practice to make learning more meaningful and effective.
Okay.
How do you usually help beginner students build their confidence in speaking English?
Okay, for beginners, I focus on creating on relaxed and encouraging atmosphere. I start with simple, practical expression they can use in daily situation, and I always praise their effort rather than perfection. I also use games, role plays, and short dialogues to make speaking less intimidating. Over time, as they get used to hearing and using English, their confidence grows naturally.
Oh yeah. Okay, the third question is, what technique do you use to make your English lessons interactive and enjoyable for students?
I like to combine different methods to keep students active and motivated. For example, I use interactive activities such as vocabulary games, picture-based storytelling, short videos, and discussing questions about topics that interest them. I also include a lot of pair of group work so they can practice English in a fun and natural way. I believe that when students enjoy the process, they learn faster.
Okay, next. What motivates you to teach English and what do you find most rewarding about it?
Teaching English allows me to connect with people from different backgrounds and help them achieve something valuable in their lives. What I find most rewarding is seeing my students make progress when they can finally express their thoughts confidently or understand something they couldn't before. It makes me feel proud and grateful to be part of their learning journey.
Okay. Next, how do you adapt your teaching methods for students with different cultural or language background?
I always start by getting to know my students, their goals, learning styles, and cultural background. I try to use examples that are familiar and relevant to them. If they come from a non-English speaking country, I also compare certain grammar or pronunciation point with their native language to make things clearer. Being flexible and culturally aware helps me connect better and teach more effectively.
Okay, next. And how do you make sure your students truly understand your instruction during lessons?
Okay, I always give instructions step by step and use simple, clear language. I also demonstrate what to do before asking students to try. Sometimes I check understanding by asking them to repeat or summarize what they need to do. Using gesture, visual, and example help me my instruction more understandable, especially for lower level learners.
Okay, we go to the last question. How do you know about OOPS or our English course program?
From what I've learned, OOPS stand for Outstanding Opportunities to Practice Speaking, which really reflects the main goal of your program, helping students become more confident and fluent English speaker. I understand that OOPS focus on creating a fun and interactive learning environment where students are encouraged to speak as much as possible, rather than just focusing on grammar or writing. I think that's a great approach because consistent speaking practice is the best way to build real communication skill.
Okay, good. Can I ask one question again? What if in your class there are some students who constantly speak in their mother tongue even though you've asked them to use English? And what would you do in this situation?
Okay, if I have students who consistently speak in their mother tongue even after I've reminded them to use English, I would first explain why it's important to practice speaking English consistently. I would help them understand to using English in class helps improve their fluency, pronunciation, and confidence faster than relying on their native language. To support this, I will create an immersive environment by setting a clear English-only rule during class activities. This could include friendly reminders and usual cues in the classroom that encourage students to speak English. I will also make the process more engaging through a reward system, for example, giving points, praise, or small prizes to students or groups who make an effort to speak only English. Additionally, I will design interactive and fun speaking text to students so students feel more comfortable and motivated to use that language naturally. Ultimately, my goal would be to take speaking English feel both rewarding and enjoyable, rather than something they are forced to do.
Well, that's all for today's coding session. Thank you so much for your time and your sharing thoughts with us.
And we will let you know the result very soon, okay? Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, next.
Cina Rotler Foto Simila.
Okay, next. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Okay, have a seat please.
How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. A bit nervous, but also really excited to be here.
Oh, don't worry.
This will be just a friendly chat. Anyway, did you find this place easily?
Yes, I did. The direction were clear and the area is really nice.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Alright?
Could you tell me a bit about yourself?
Hi, my name is Sinara Tulefa Simira and I've been teaching English for a few years now. I started tutoring small groups of students and eventually moved to teaching both online and offline. I really enjoy helping students improve their confidence in using English for real communication. I believe learning English should be practical and fun, not just about the grammar rules, so I always try to bring real life situation into my lesson.
Okay, and how do you usually help beginner students build their confidence in speaking English?
I always tell beginners that mistakes are natural part of learning. I encourage them to speak as much as possible, even with simple words or short sentences. We often start with everyday topics like hobbies or food or daily routines, and I make sure the class feels safe and supportive. I also share positive feedback often so they feel proud of their progress.
Okay, the third question is, what technique do you use to make your English lessons interactive and enjoyable for students?
I use a mix of activities like games, role plays, and interactive slides.
to keep students active during the class. I also include short videos, songs, or simple debates depending on their level. I find that when students are having fun, they naturally forget their fear of making mistakes, and that's when real learning happens.
Okay, wow, so cool.
Okay, next. What motivates you to teach English and what do you find most rewarding about it?
What motivates me the most is seeing how English can open doors for people, whether it's for study, work, or travel. I feel happy when I see my students start to use English confidently outside the classroom. It's really fulfilling to know I've helped them reach that point. For me, teaching isn't just a job, it's about making an impact in someone's learning journey.
Okay, the next. How do you adapt your teaching method for students with different cultural or language background?
I always take time to understand where my students come from, both culturally and linguistically. If their native language influences their English, I try to anticipate the common mistake they make. They might make and explain things in a way that makes sense to them. I also bring cultural examples from different countries to make the lesson relatable and inclusive.
Okay, next. And how do you make sure your students clearly understand your instruction during lessons?
So I keep my instructions short and simple, and I always check understanding before moving on. Sometimes I use gesture or visual to make it clear, especially for younger learners or beginners. I also ask concept checking questions like, so what do you need to do next? Just to be sure everyone's on the same page.
Okay, we go to the last question. How do you know about OOPS or our English course program?
I know that OOPS is an English course that really emphasizes speaking practice and building confidence in using English in real situations. I like that it's not just about learning the rules, but about actually using the language. I think it's a great program for students who want to improve their fluency and overcome their fear of speaking in English. I really admire that school, and I love to be part of a team that helps students reach that level of confidence.
Okay, this case question. What if a student tells you like, English is too difficult, I will never be good at it, and what would you say to motivate them?
So I'd smile and say, hey, I know it feels hard sometimes, but remember, no one becomes fluent overnight. Even native speakers make mistakes. What matters is consistency. Every time you practice, you are improving, even if you don't notice it yet. Let's take step by step. You'll be surprised how far you can go. I think showing understanding and positive energy helps them believe in themselves again.
Okay. Okay. I'm very happy to hear that, and great job today.
Okay, we'll contact you soon to let you know the result.
Okay, thank you